Hey there, it's Aaron. So here's that car. My daughter's turning 16 next month. She didn't have any prospects for a car. So my boss was kind enough to give me one of the retired service vehicles from our company. It's a 2007 Chevy HHR. It's pretty good tires there. They kept these up pretty well. Maintenance on them. Oh, there's my gazebo the windstorm destroyed last week. That was fun. Anyway, it's got some things we got to work on. One is this vinyl wrap. Yeesh. I do have a heat gun to get that off, but I'm going to wait till it warms up a little bit more. Make it easier. Here's the interior. Yuck. I ordered some seat covers for that. Let's take a look here. So, interior's not bad. Everything seems to work. It's got quite a few miles on it. But the things we need to address in here is, one, the seats, obviously. Two, there's no dash cam, which you're definitely going to want one, especially for a 16-year-old driver. She gets in a fender bender. It's too easy for them to lie and say that it was her fault, even though it wasn't. So, no mucking around on my daughter. The other is this car stereo. This is, again, a 2007, so there's no hands-free. None of that. My daughter is brilliant. I'm not worried about her, texting while she's driving, but it would be nice to get some hands-free for emergency calls. She likes to stream Spotify, things like that. So we're going to get this upgraded, and that's what we're working on today. Now, to do this, we've got to get this cover off. This is right around here, all the way down here. So we got to pop this thing off so we can get to the stereo unit. And for that, I'm going to use this plastic splunger. It's called a splunger. And that should allow us, if I can squeeze it in here. I can't squeeze it in there, because I'm trying to do this with one hand. That's kind of hard to do. Let me see if I can get this in there. Get in there. Get in there. Oh, I need both hands. I'll be right back. Okay, I was able to get both hands in there. Now you can see this thing just pops off. And we've got some harnesses back there we need to unhook. A couple more down there. Again, I'm going to need both my hands, but these are you just squeeze them. There's clips. And you pop them off. Do not grab them by the wire. Grab them by the actual plug. That way you don't snap any wires. So again, I need two hands. Be right back. All right, so we got all the harnesses except for the lighter, because it's out of the way now. So we got these harnesses up here. I'm just gonna tuck these up in here for now. Get them out of the way. Kinda, maybe. Okay. All right, so here's our stereo unit. Here's our climate control. I don't know if you can see over here, but the screws are kind of sharing mounts. So we got to remove these. So we got to remove all these. 7mm. And we're going to do this 8 times. Be right back. All right, so we got all the screws out. And what we need to do is this is the control, climate control unit. We're just going to kind of set that there. And then this guy, pops right out. Yep, you see in the back here, we're going to have our antenna and these two plugs. So we're going to go ahead and unplug these, and we will get the new stereo or head unit out. Okay, so this is the upgrade radio we're going to put in. This is a Boss BVD 9358B. This is pretty entry level. The reason I picked this one out is because it has hands-free Bluetooth and it has a Spotify streaming option. My daughter listens to podcasts on Spotify nonstop. So this was doing the two things I was looking for. Now, as far as the mounting hardware, this black bracket is part of an aftermarket kit that you need to buy to be able to install aftermarket stereos in Chevys, especially this one. And it comes with a wiring harness. Now, it looks like there's a lot going on here. I get that. So you've got all these connectors here, but everything you're looking at right now is what comes with this kit. And what it is it's the plugs that'll made up with the Chevy HHR, as well as this little control unit. And this little control unit is used to allow the car to pass alerts and chimes through the car stereo. Without this, I don't even think the car would run. I don't think it would start up without this in place, because this is what everything gets passed through. This part of the harness is what comes with the actual stereo. It can look a little intimidating, but if you look at it, it's all color for color. Black to black, yellow to yellow, red to red. Purple with a black stripe to purple with a black stripe. Purple to purple, white to white. And those are just, so red is power, black is power, black is ground, yellow is also power. Your car stereo has two power sources. One is constant, one is switched. That's why when you turn on your car, the stereo comes on. And when you turn your car off, it turns off because it's a switched power. Then you just got speakers. Green with a black stripe to green with a black stripe, green to green. Those are a speaker. Same thing with the grays. It can look overwhelming, but it's not a lot going on there. So what we're going to do is we are going to plug these guys in to here and plug this guy to the back of our new stereo. All right, so before I get everything hooked up, I wanted to point out that I had to fish this harness and all the wires back in here because this is a super tight fit. This I'm going to try to keep up here so it sits on top of the stereo. Antenna cable, that's going to get kind of fished back there. So we're going to get this guy hooked up and slide it in and see what we get. All right, so we ran into our first snafu. You see all these wires in the harness and all that? On the back, I've got some stuff sticking out. Well, it doesn't fit. Because that guy, just that guy, is hitting on the back here. So we are going to remove some of that plastic. And what we're going to be using is a Dremel. I call this the Steve Martin, because I think this is what he used in Little Shop of Horrors. It's the Steve Martinizer. Most important tool. These sexy specs. Yeah, baby. I got eyeballs. All two of them. So we're probably going to cut out, probably just need to cut out like, not a huge chunk, just maybe right along here. Something like that. So let's fire this guy up. And get cutting. Alright, it's not pretty, but did the trick. So let's go ahead and hook everything back up and see what we get. Well, it seems to fit now. So I got those screws back in. Those two right there. These two right here. And then I just put this back in place. 1, 2, 1, 2, and now we test it. Blue light's good. We like blue light. Yeah. Okay, let's put the rest back together. All right, everything's back together. Let's fire this up. I haven't actually turned this car on in a couple months. So that's good. These are all plugged back in. So we're gonna get that warning every time. That's fine.
Basha Diagnostics, Basha Open MRI takes your medical testing seriously. Basha has earned the trust and support
One
of
down,
over 7,000
3 to go.
doctors who have